male version of hell. You say I'm gold when I play your game, cut me down when I don't act the same. Mirror talks but it don't speak truth, just another script for the disposable you. Velvet lies in a neon haze. You love me more when I'm in a daze. Pull my strings like a paper doll. Stand me up just to watch me fall. Every word like a loaded gun. You only shine when you blot out the sun. I'm your noise, I'm your pretty mess. Build me up just a second guess. Make it loud, make it filthy. Say you want me, say you need me. Rock me out, dress me up, turn me on, spin me fast, shut me up all night long. Rock me out, break me down, say I'm wrong. Dress me up just enough, then you're gone. I wanna be your machine. Cut me loose from the in-between. All your love's just a scream. Static dreams, static dreams. Yeah, you push, yeah, you pull. Never empty, never full. Rock me out, dress me up, turn me on. Let me crash, let me burn, let me roll. Rock me out, no control, no more soul. Dress me up, tear it up.
All right. Shalom. Shalom Aleichem. Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. There's my link if anyone wishes to join. It is open today for discussions. I'm having trouble even my camera itself is not moving in my device, but on my big screen, I am seeing that it is up. Everything is working properly. So I don't know if I have to exit. Hey, Will, how you doing, man? Peace be with you. Welcome back. Welcome back. Did you ever find out what the original meaning of worship was? If so, can you share it with us? And did you bring anybody else? You said you was bringing some other people, you said maybe. Perhaps we can rattle our brains. Test and try our realities. Look at this big baby here. Look at him. Marble butt. He's a big lazy beast of a cat, I'll tell you that. He was annoying me earlier too. He was clawing my foot, my leg, because he wanted me to pet him. Man, it was hurt. I jumped on him, got mad at him, jumped on him, and now he's he's upset laying in the bed, all depressed. Now he got depressed laying in bed. He's a big sucker though, you know. Hi, it's my first time here. Well, welcome, Big Zebra. You're more than happy to join the stage and voice your opinions and your things. If you're more than welcome to challenge my brain, or I could challenge yours, whatever. It's open. As always, don't forget, here at the Captain Skeleton Man's channel, we have come on, catch up. The mic keeps freezing on me. There we are. Global inclusiveness. Global inclusiveness here at the Captain's channel. All are welcome. We also do my ideas. I'm against lions and crocs. Of course. They're your predators, aren't they? Do you run around from them all the time? I'll tell you, this thing is just not catching up. There we go. Here we have critical analysis. Lions and crocs got to eat too, you know, though. What's that saying by Will's favorite little group? Life feeds on life. This is necessary. You like my little zebra? I got a little zebra blanket here. Back over here. See my zebra blanket back there? I knew a guy in Zimbabwe, and caught himself some zebras one day. And I'm also trying to organize international kick and lion in the face day, but zoos refuse to participate. Didn't your mother ever tell you not to poke the bear? Anyway, my friend, he caught himself some zebras, and he went live on his Facebook. Got Facebook down there. He went live and he was showing me himself skinning. He's skinning them. And I was like, oh my God, look at this shit, you know? Now, of course, I'm used to being around, hunters doing that. My father sold guns for a living to the police and hunters and stuff. So I was always around that stuff, but I never, physically saw the act, right? The act of them doing it. And I myself have never done it. I've never killed anything. Go figure. I was been around guns my whole life. I never owned one. I never killed anything. I used to shoot them all the time, but never killed anything. That was my first time I saw, live skinning of the animal. He's like, you want me to send this zebra over to you? And I was like, well, I don't know if you can even do that shit, to be honest, right? Well, where they live, that's food for them. You have to understand that, king zebra. Or a big zebra, that's food. They, in a certain area where he lives out in bumfuck. You call like America, you live in America, you think hillbilly, Appalachian Mountain, that's like bumfuck to you. But imagine being in a desert, all right? A desert, no really trees or anything. You got lions and zebras and all sorts of kinds of shit roaming around right outside your fucking hut, right outside your hut. So that's where he lives. He lives in that area. So yeah, that's their food. They don't do it all the time. He's not like a poacher or nothing. It was food for them. And then they use the skins. They take those skins into the big cities and they sell them, to get money because, they need other things. They got meat, stuff like that, but there's other things that they need to purchase with money. So he does that. There's no jobs out there. It's not like you can go fill an application out and get hired at a factory or something. And I love poking bears. Some might say that bears love me poking them. Never had a complaint yet. What is your name? Hillary. Hillary, how do you poke bears? They're not they don't practice eating humans. But I understand your allegory here. That's some crazy shit, isn't it? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even care. I would not even do it. No matter what. I could not eat another human. Would not do that. No matter how much I was starving and dying and my stomach hurting and stuff. I would travel. I would get up and go do something. Either that or I just freeze to death. But I wouldn't be like them. You know, a lot of people are stupid anyway, ignorant people, you know. Um, you know, you're in a plane, there's many things within a plane that you could have ripped the seats apart to create more clothing for yourself, cushioning, you know, all that stuff, and you could take apart things to get needles for sewing. I mean, there was many things those guys could have done to try to, you know, up their survival rate and go and look for food or go somewhere to try to find something. But this shows you the lack of incompetence with people. Their minds are fried and ignorant. But when you get into a society to like we live in today, where people, you know, they're more focused in taking a screenshot of shaking their ass or something. You know, you get in a situation like that, they're just fucking lazy, no good for nothings. I would not want them around me. I would have got up and left them motherfuckers. I would have ripped seats apart, took the seats. I would have made myself, you know, if you just got shorts and your soccer shorts and stuff, I would have created something for myself, got the fuck up and went. I'm gonna sit there and be some fucking dependent upon hope. I hope somebody comes and gets us. Fuck that. Yeah, the poster's showing up. What are you doing, Marble? Marbles. My cat hat went into the a 12-pack box of pop that had pop in it. It was empty. He put his head in it. He got his head stuck inside it. He's sitting in there walking around with it on his head. It just fell off just now. You are a goofy cat. You know that? You are silly. Yes, I'm reading live chat. I have it on the screen where you can see it. You see everything. Certain things you can't write, though. I've got certain things you can't write. I don't put up with stupidity, by the way, Zebra. If you try to be stupid purposely just to be a fucking retard, I literally, you know, there are some things you cannot say because I've marked certain words that you can't use. So if your intention is to use those words because you think you're cool, you're not fucking cool in my eyes. I just let you know that right away. That's pretty pathetic of a grown ass fucking man that has to do shit like that. Just to let you know. They did send out a team to go out over the mountains to get help. It worked. Yeah. What happened to the rest of them, though? It's happened many times. It's not just one. You only hear one story. It's there's lots of stories about this shit going on. The media is controlled, so they only promote whatever they want to promote, where they feel it's necessary at the time. It's a shock value. It depends, you know, if they're having an argument with one country and something bad happens within their country or their environment of their people, then yeah, that's going to make the news because they're going to try to make them look bad. You know what I'm saying? It's all like that. It's the same like if another nation found out something in America, they would just blast it all over their media, you know, to try to make their citizens say, "Look how stupid America is," you know, and vice versa. It just goes on. It's all stupid. That's why you gotta be careful what the fuck you believe, what your fuck you're following, man. You gotta focus and pay attention. You gotta wake up. I was watching my good friend Sheikh Uthman. from California guy debating 10 Christians the other day. And the lady, oh, I can't stand that Sarah. Sarah gets on my fucking nerves. She's a dirty little girl. She is. She's a dirty little tramp. I've called her that before on her own live show. I went over to her thing where she was at, and I had a debate with some fucking wannabe scholar. And he couldn't answer the questions, and he started getting mad, started changing the subjects and stuff. And then she kind of stopped me from, pursuing it. And it was my time. It was my time. I got 5 minutes, and it was my 5 minute time, and she took away my fucking time. Fuck that girl. Fuck that lady. I don't give a fuck about her. But she was the one that was she was the moderator for Shake, and he went on their show, and it was pathetic. It was God Logic and his crew of infidels. God Logic and his crew of infidels was trying to debate, and you could tell the biasness of that goofy lady. She was very biased. I would not, Sheikh Uthman, you need to wake up, bro. Don't go when people invite you to certain things. They're only trying to damage your fucking credit. Okay, and it's working. Did the stream freeze? It may have. I've had storms where I live past 2 days. Right now it's still dark outside, so we still got storm where I'm at. It was blasting lightning and shit not that long ago, ladies and gentlemen. Where I'm at. I'm used to it. Where I grew up in tornadoes and shit in the midst of it all. I love it. I love it when it gets all crazy in the atmosphere and lightning striking and going around and shit. I think it's fucking neat. I go out and stand in it like a moron. But are you guys just gonna be a bunch of keyboard cowards in the fucking stage like a bunch of fucking idiots? Is that all you guys are gonna do? Hillary. Is that what you're gonna do? Is just be a keyboard coward? Join my fucking stage and talk shit. If you think you can, but you can't. You're a coward, right? There's my link. My link is there. Join the stage if you want to talk shit to me. Don't be a fucking weirdo in the fuck. I think that's weird. Like when I go on people's podcasts, and and you get to an argument and it gets heated, I don't sit there and act like some fucking weirdo in a keyboard. Well, I'm gonna be a keyboard. I'm gonna type, "Fuck you, bastard." Look, I type "fuck you, bastard" to him. No, I go on the stage and I say "fuck off." Because a lot of these guys, they monetize and all this other goofy shit, so they can't do that. And I don't monetize or advertise, so it don't matter to me. But I really wish you wouldn't be a coward. Like, be genuine, because then it makes you look kind of stupid anyway. When you don't even know me and you write stupid shit, it's like, I don't think you realize how dumb it makes you really appear in that manner. And I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm just saying it's a little bit weird. We're supposed to join the stage. I'm live. Live is for a reason. You could join the stage. I can bring a lot of people up. 6 people. What do you want to do? What do you want to talk about? Instead of acting like a bunch of children in a fucking clique like you're in high school, that's goofy to me. Grown-ass fucking people, man. I think it's funny that people are like that. But that's Americans, man. I'm telling you guys. You know, I got a lot of foreigners. And what you're doing is you're just exposing yourselves to let foreigners actually realize what Americans really are about. Page there. You want me to? If you don't see my link, I can put my link back up again. No big deal. I'll put it up again. I'll be back. I'll put it up. There it is. There's my link. No, I'm just reading your comments. I'm just reading your comments, Big Zebra. Just reading it, showing people. Well, Western society, if you want to be called Western culture or whatever, anyway. Or if you're in agreement with that mannerism. I mean, there's lots of people in Africa that you could call them a bunch of fucking American acting goofy fucks. You got to understand the context of what I'm talking about. Not everybody acts in the manner as Western society or thinks like Western people. I'm a multiculturalist. I understand many different cultures and can move around in different ones. And I understand them. But the stupidest one, you know, and I am that, I live in it, is American culture. It's like, it's fucking pathetic to me. I don't like it. It's very perverted. You're all a bunch of perverts in your minds. Ignorance and perversion is like the biggest thing in our society. They love it. They think it's funny. You've seen all the comedians in America. It's all they ever talk about is stupid perversion. It's childlike to me. It's just it's child minds. They haven't, you know, their bodies may have grown, but their minds didn't grow with them. No, not really. I don't. No, I don't. I don't let Americans kind of know my channel. Most Americans that are, they know me and they're decent people. But yeah, I have a lot of foreigners. I don't promote myself to Americans. I don't care about it. I'm not in your guys' mind frame. You understand what I'm saying, Zebra? I'm not in their mind frame. Hillary agrees with that, she says. But I don't see your comment. Okay, there it is. It just popped up. Americans are sick, ignorant perverts. 100% agree with that. Yes. Violent too, man. You go on podcasts with, and it don't matter what religion they are in America, their religion, and they got these podcasts. You go on their podcast, it's like they've bred violent, crazy mental patients. So you go on, you're like, I don't believe in your Trinity. I don't, and there's logical reasons of why I don't believe in something because I studied it, you know. They think I haven't. And they look at me and they think I'm not old. I'm very old. And these are all like in their 20s and 30s. And they want to attack you. They become so violent and everything and hateful if you don't subscribe to their point of view. It's like, man, it's like they've raised an army of freaks, and their children are violent and they lash out. But they'll show on media and stuff, they'll show the nicest aspects to foreigners, of course. Peace be with you, Usman. Welcome. Usman, he's an American. So am I. Usman's a good guy. He's a foreign fuck though. But he's an American now. He wasn't born in America. He's a migrant. But he's a good guy. He works hard every fucking day. They work him to the fucking blood of his bones. I'll tell you that. But what do you think, Hillary? Like, how are they in that manner? Explain your comment. Instead of just agreeing with me, right? What is your thing there? Yeah, we have. Oh, I don't know if she popped up, but Usman Hillary said "Walaikum salam" to you. It hasn't popped up. Where are you at, Hillary? Are you there? It just popped up now. Finally on my live thing. But yeah, back to that little thing with Shake. It was so freaking childish. Like, I don't understand why Uthman even fucks with them people. I mean, I understand he's trying to promote his what do you call it? His congregational money making thing for his religion. But I mean, there's better ways to raise money than to do goofy shit like that, because it just makes you look like you're like another Satan sitting amongst a bunch of other Satans. That's all it really looks like. Yeah, they always wanted us kids to be disciplined into a religion mold. Or in anything else. Propaganda is huge in the entertainment industry. I want you to dress alike, talk alike, think alike. Well, I tell you, my little wind thing out here, it is moving. Trees are blowing. I was hoping I was get to go outside and do things today, but I woke up to thundering and lightning and dark skies. Now it's starting to rain again. I see outside, I see more rain falling again. Well, yeah, work again, Usman, today. Working there double. Hope the electric don't shut down on us. Speaking of which, let's see. I'll take you outside so you guys can look and see. I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna turn my fans on just in case electric does go out and it heats up. I want to be too humid. Let's crank some fans on. That's right. Take a look out here. Got a little bit of water droplets coming down. That's the thing I was talking about. That thing right there was spinning. You could see it. I don't know if you could see the rain through the trees. It's starting to come down now. Oh shit! I left my knife out here and a screwdriver. It looks like my cantaloupes are taking off. Let's take a look at these. Take a look at my garden out here before it starts to rain too much. I got some cantaloupe coming up right here. Regrowing. I ain't gonna have nothing on them though because somebody had tried to destroy them. Here's all my tomato plants. Get some tomatoes coming on here. I don't see no red one. I gotta go back in here and put my shoes on. I ain't even wearing no damn shoes. I never have shoes on. Let me go in here and put my flippity floppers on. My flippity floppers. Look at that. Look at that. It's a reset. Replay. Instant replay. Slide these things on here. I want my bottom of my feet getting too dirty when I'm walking around out there. I'm glad it's raining though. Take a look at my corn. See how our corn's going too. Anyway, we got it growing. There's a lot of tomatoes in here. Just ain't got no red ones. This one's falling. This needs to. I need to pick this up. That needs to be up there. Here's my corn. Get some corn stalks coming in. Oh, we got some corn right there. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Got a little bit of corn. Little corn coming in. Oh, got some hair right there. Any other corn coming in? This thing right here. This is polk lettuce. I hate that shit. People that used to live here before I bought this place used to plant this shit like they were a bunch of fucking hillbillies, like they were gonna be eating fucking polk salad. Are you fucking kidding me? You go to the damn store and get you a real head of lettuce. There we go. Looks like we got a little corn right there. I don't see no other hairs popping up out of any of them yet. Only that one so far. That thing moving, see? That's that wind is blowing. Horseshoes. Anyway, that's my garden over here on this place. Starting to really come down now. Once I walked in the house, starting to really come down. You hear it? What you meowing about, cat? I've been a few places in USA. What is fun to do in Georgia other than Atlanta? Atlanta. It's a crazy community. Yeah, double shift Sunday today. Yeah. Corn grows all over the United States. Didn't you know that? Grow corn in the United States every fucking place. That stuff I grow right there, that's white corn. That's the best. That's what we make maize out of. We got flour and it's different things. I grow them all the time. I don't eat them. I don't eat it, none of it. I'll show you what I do. What I do is once they all come up, I put them inside a container. I got lots of containers of corn seed. Here's more. Here's another one. So that way, if there's a crisis or something with food, all that type of shit, I make sure I'm covered. I got lots of stuff to eat. I store this shit. I'll show you instead of like dishes in here. I store beans and rice. I got beans and rice and sugar and flour, all that stuff. All different kinds of beans and rice. I even carry over here on this side, down here, back in here, I got more containers of beans and rice, all packed up in there. I got whole containers of beans and rice, different kind right here, and lima beans, sugar, flour. I pack it in, so I'm good for years. Like if everything happened, grocery store shut down, all that shit, I'm still eating for 5 years. I won't go hungry. What I like to do is condense all that. I'd like to get some bigger plastic containers, like water bottle size, and fill those things full up. And I take them out to the woods and bury them in the ground in case something happens. People want to try to steal your food or whatever. Only you will know where it's at. You can take it out, bury it, so you always be able to eat, survive. I practice all that stupid shit. I think ahead. I'm always prepared. Amusement parks, yes. I got lots of them. There's one in my town. There's a big one in my town, right where I live. It's a place where people hold tournaments, big tournaments, statewide tournaments. It's a big, huge facility where there's video games, and when I say video games, I'm not talking like an arcade. No, a whole wall is a video game where you're in it. You're like in the video game. It's a massive place. That's right down the road from me. Yeah, there's a amusement parks pretty much all over the world, or not world, but in America. Different things. It all costs money. It costs money. So a lot of people don't even go. Most is for the rich. Rich people go to these places. I don't go to these places. It costs a lot of money just to go there and do shit. So I make music. I do things for free. I build my own basketball court in my yard and tennis courts and stuff like that. I do my own thing. I don't like to just, I think it's stupid to the amount of money that people spend going to places. You should just save that money and build your own damn thing. Then you always have it. I got a museum where I live as well. There's right across the bridge. It's a big museum there, which I've taken people to there in my other channels. Check those places out, show everybody around in them. I like museums. It's a learning place. I like learning facilities. Got a big old library where I live too. Got a big old public library full of books, 3 fucking stories. It's a 3-story tall library. One of the old buildings in this town as well. Sometimes I go there and hang out at the library and study. Just study. Just sit at the big table and study. I got a little room for myself. I do my studying there. Got my own little computer set up. All that shit's there. Any tournament you could think of takes place. Volleyball, basketball, soccer, football, basketball. I said basketball. The wintertime, they got hockey, indoor sports, swimming, track and field. It's huge. And right across the street from it is a big hotel for all the people that come out of town. They can stay at this great big grand hotel thing. It's huge. Costs a lot of money though to stay there. It's like $800 a night, $800 to $1,000 just for one night. It's like, my God. But I got houses by me that are bed and breakfast houses that people stay in when they come to visit. That's what I'm thinking about turning this house. I'm gonna buy a farm and then turn this place here into a rental bed and breakfast for those out of towners come in. I'm gonna make some money. Charge people. I'll probably just charge like $500 a night to stay here. But that's money. Most of the time it happens Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you do your math and think about it, you got, with one weekend, there's 4 weekends, and in one weekend is 3. So 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 times 500, you can make $6,000 a month renting your place out. $6,000 a month. Then you get 6 times 12, right? That's $70,000, about $70,000 a year. Just renting, get $70,000 a year. So if I did that after 10 years, I'm almost a millionaire. That's $700,000. So I'm thinking about getting into that, It's my town's museum. I live in a famous town. There's a famous people that shit happened here. There's a famous American gunfight that took place here. It was a big place during Civil War days too. There was forts and everything, which we still have some of that standing. So you can go to the fort and check the forts out and stuff like that. I don't do a lot of that old stuff though. We've got new stuff here. We got a big amphitheater where concerts happen, shit like that. You can have a concert any day of the week. All you got, if you were a band in my town, you're a band. You could just go there and book the place for free, and then if nobody else is playing that day, you can just go there, set everything up, and just play all day long, and just jam loud, and if people stop and listen to you, they'll stop and listen to you. If they don't, they don't. But you can just go and enjoy yourself, play music there. It's got very good acoustics. The acoustics, the design of it. I live in an art community. It's very arty. Everywhere you walk in my town, some fucking building got a big fucking what do you call that? A Monet? Is it a Monet? Graffiti artwork. They paint all over the building sides. The fire hydrants are painted. Everything. It's like it's art. I got statues all over the damn place, bronze and iron and different things like that. And then during the summertime, we get ducks. All the ducks and geese fly in. During the winter, they fly out, but then summertime, they all come flying back in again. But as I get older, I don't really do a lot of things. Not a lot of things I'm into anymore like I was when I was a kid. I still ride my bike and exercise and stuff like that, but we got bike trails, parks, all that different stuff. Got movie theaters, restaurants, lots of fucking restaurants. They're all fucking expensive too. No, it's not the Lucas Theater, but we do have that type of stuff. We have, opera houses. Operas can be held in, but also movies, as in real movies, where you go and watch the latest movie at a theater. But we also have opera houses, and not very far. We have what do they call that? The IMAX. We have an IMAX not too far from me as well. When I went to an IMAX one day when they first were opening up, when they first became out, I went to one. I was watching a hot air balloon ride. So you go to this place and you're going to go for a hot air balloon ride, right? That thing freaked me the fuck out. I thought I was falling. I sat down in the seat. I sat in the seat, and the screen, the way it is, it's like wrapped around you almost, right? And that's why it's called IMAX. It's like you're in an eye, like you get the eye view of everything. And we're in this hot air thing, and suddenly it steps out of the fucking balloon. It starts like going down, and I grab my seat because I think I'm falling out of the fucking balloon or some shit. I was like, oh, whoa, whoa. It's your perception. It alters your perception of reality. And then it doesn't help when the seat vibrates or moves or something. That helped the effect. So I was like, wow, this is some fucking trippy shit. I'm not afraid of heights, but I wasn't grounded. I didn't have no tethering on or nothing. I thought I was falling out of the damn balloon. It was a ride too, boy. Took me all over the world. I don't really like talking too much about myself, though, Hillary, or anything about where I live and all that. I don't really talk about it much. I like talking about other things. I'm not important. I'm meaningless. I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me. I'm a poor boy from a poor family, born from a monstrosity. Easy come, easy go. But I'm big in martial arts. I like martial arts and sword fighting. I've won. I've won trophies and ribbons and medals. I used to do exhibition shows. That's who's when easy come, easy go. Will you let them go? To be schwieriger. Oh, you will not let him go. Let me go. Oh, 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 oh. So you think you can spin my mind? You think you can love me and leave me to die? What? Just gotta get out. Just gotta get right out of here. I knew an IMAX in San Antonio, Texas, about the Alamo and another near the Grand Canyon. Yeah, they got IMAXs all over now. I'll tell you, I live very, very, very close to a very famous, I should say super famous, military facility. Not Area 51, but it is connected to Area 51. And if you look up where you may think they have taken all the things that they've gathered, all the things, including the Kandahar Giant, if you know about the Kandahar Giant, where that was shipped to. I live right next door to it. Right next door to it. Hopefully that thing don't wake up, come crashing through my house. Yeah, it's scary, isn't it? Though it's like it's real. Did you sit in seats that move though? Did your seats vibrate? Not all of them. Not all IMAXs have that. But I went to, the seats vibrated and moved as well. That makes it even more realistic and freaking crazy. But you can study and find out about where they take everything to, store it. Where's all the crazy aliens stored at, and all the giants and all the other whacked out shit they have conspiracy theories about. I live next door to it. I may be a guard, for all you know. I could be a guard. I guard it. You don't know. This is my safe house. This could just be a safe house. Doesn't anybody want to join the stage? Doesn't anybody have anything to talk about? I only really talk when I have something to talk about. Otherwise, I sit and listen. Somebody else has something to talk about. That's why I have some handy dandy bubble gum. Get my bubble gum, chew my bubble gum, let my jaws work. Talk about your PhD in linguistics from Harvard. Well, what do you want to know about it? Guard might actually mean Mahdi. Or the way to the truth of life. Yes. Talk about Adams, the Dunster, the Elliot, the Dudley. Which one, Jake? Or do you know what I'm talking about when I say that? Want to talk about river houses or quad houses or what? No, nothing's hard to get, Jake. If you apply yourself and stay focused in your work, um, everything is, at your disposal if you choose to do it. But in reality, you don't need to go to a college or any of that stuff to know and study linguistics. Hebrew, Aramaic, English. English is, a given. Greek, but I'll tell you that in academia, there is a standard that they hold. So when I say standard, I'm saying that there's a certain methodology that they use and promote. So they won't go outside of that. You have to do that on your own. So there is a mainstream that they'll teach you. Um, a lot of times the mainstream is not correct. Um, as you see, that's why I make YouTube videos now about it, to expose the actual mainstream ideologies and languages that people are teaching that are making claims about certain word meanings, especially in the theological sense and eschatology, because even with the word angel, that's not true. The word, what they have described to you as the meaning of angelos is not true, period. Now, in the Greek understanding, you have to understand culture as well. So there's many different aspects that you get involved in, not just linguistics. You want to get involved in other, academia to fit things better together. So within the Roman and Greek culture, you have to understand that they had mythology, and take away Christianity from them altogether, right? So don't have an Israelite Hebrew Aramaic concept. Remove that from the Greeks and the Romans and just look at their books and their theological gods and goddesses and how they viewed planets and things, so on and so forth. And you start to see that the mingling of that culture was mingled into another culture. So, for instance, in the Hebrew, the word Moloch, it literally just is a human being as a messenger. So a king could have a servant, and he wants to send a message to another king. He sends a Moloch. That's what it is. It's not a entity of crazy wing flying things. It's a messenger that's a human being. So when you read script and you come across words that have been translated from Moloch and they make this angel now, you have to understand that from the Greek culture of the understanding of what they have, if it's corrupted and it's not correct from the original language meaning, and the Greeks infused their own concepts that they had in their theological ideas as being like, you look at the Greek culture, you got Zeus, Thor, demigods, gods, right? Gods that mated with children of men, and then they created offsprings. So that's why you start to see that imagery flowing into the Bible and the Torah that becomes translated into English concepts. And then you get people from other religions interpreting those concepts into great misunderstandings. So when you go back and you see what the Greeks did They literally fucked everything up. I blame the Greeks big time for fucking shit up. And that's why Jesus told his disciples, don't go to the Gentiles. It's the Gentiles that fucked it all up. Paul, that's why I don't agree with Pauline letters or anything, because is a Gentile, a Pharisee on top of it, a Pharisee Gentile. He's the one that brought in the mingling of the Jewish Israelite culture, because he was a Sanhedrin and a Pharisee himself, but he was also part of the hierarchy of the Roman Empire. So you kind of see what he did and mingled and mixed words up and sayings and lies and everything else to create what you know of as Roman Christianity. But the original Galilean type belief of Christianity and the following of Jesus was nothing like the Romans. And then the Greek's translation that you get in your Bible today, it's nothing at all like that. Well, when you get into mythology about angel eyes, messengers could also work as spies. You understand the concept? So, eyes watching you, a spy hidden away watching you. And then later in the book of Enoch, you'll get things called watchers, angels. So there's different, it's like in the military service. You got engineers, you got infantry, you got special force groups, you got combat, you got pilots. Everything plays its role, but you call them one name, military or a army, but they all have their separate roles. So in the same manner with the word Malak, there was these different roles, and that's how later on that you get, like even in Arabic language, you'll get a Razul, a Nabi, a Wali. But these are actions. And a man can be a Rasul, a man can be a Nabi, a man can be a Wali. A man can be a prophet, a man can be an angel. So when you get these different a man can be a guardian. So then you get into the word of betrothed. And sometimes the word betrothed in the Hebrew is not marriage. It literally is a guardian. You could have guardianship over someone who's a minor. But they look at these words and they translate them into other languages. So the transliterations get mistaken. And then they become interpretations that, oh, look, this guy was actually married to this person. And that meaning of betrothed has nothing to do with, intercourse, sexual activity, coitus, or any of that stuff. It was a guardian over someone. Like how you would have a eunuch. A eunuch would be a guardian over princesses. So they conflate. Lots of things get conflated. No, I had joined the Marine Corps. I joined the Marine Corps, and I got out of it. I don't really like talking about it because I got I can tell you the reason I got out of it is I didn't want to kill anybody. I thought it was wrong. I thought murdering and killing for any reason, it doesn't matter. I never could get the reasoning and logic behind of why you would do such activity. And I couldn't cope with it. So, in that profession of what I was going to be, that was my job, is kill, kill, kill. I mean, hell, I remember in boot camp, when I was in boot camp in the area I was at in San Diego, every time a 747 would fly over. Now, mind you, we live right next to, my barracks are right next to a fucking airport. One of the biggest airports in America. And my barracks is right next to it. So you can imagine a 747 is a common airplane that carries crowds of people, passengers. So it's a big airplane constantly used that you're always going to be flying. So I'm always marching around saying kill, 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 kill. Every time it fly over, that's what we had. We had to stop and say that. Just fucking insane. I mean, I had fun. Don't get me wrong. I had fun. But as I grew, I struggled. I just couldn't do it. I'm a moral person. I'm too moral. Because I don't see, I have a logic and a reason. And now, if there's a bad person, they're very, very bad. And I have logic and reason, understanding of why that person needs to be stopped. That I have no problem with. But things that they don't want to explain and they just call an enemy when logically and reasonably they're not an enemy at all. There's more things to it that I analyze about it. And that's my opinion. It's my personal choice. Is I just did not agree with the commanding of certain activity and missions that I would not be a part of. I could not be a part of it because there's no logical reason of why you want this done, especially if people are innocent. You understand what I'm saying? But I had joined to be in the reconnaissance. That was my main goal. I wanted in reconnaissance. I wanted to be an MP, and then later I would want to get into the FBI and the CIA. That was my main reason to even join. Period. And that stems from my childhood. My father selling guns to the police department, judges, lawyers, all them people always around me. My sister married a guy whose father was a major. Now he's a general. He worked in the Pentagon. My mother's side that raised me, her family were really close friends with Amelia Earhart. So my background is a connection with all sorts of kinds of things like that. And then my childhood reading books like spy books and different things like that. So that's, I was really into it. I was into Bruce Lee and martial arts and being a ninja, all these different aspects. So the highest thing that you could accomplish, is to be a spook, want to be a spook and be in the shadows in that manner. Um, I can't really read. Oh, there you go. Um, I was a captain of recon in the GRU, 45 EDV Scout. Let me think of her. Do I believe in the moon landings? Um, the later ones, yeah, we've been to the moon. Now, the very first ones and stuff, no. Those are little contested. You know, you cannot. I could not confirm nor deny of the very first moon landing in that manner because I was not even alive or around. But from what I know, we don't have a satellite yet. So if you're doing a radio transmission to begin with from the moon, so if you travel, like you have to understand how radios work. And if you're traveling, let's say you go to the moon and you don't even have a satellite. Sputnik was the first thing. I was a Russian satellite. Sputnik went up, and it's not like we're using Sputnik. That's Russian. We don't even have a satellite for radio transmissions. And you're telling me you went all the way out somewhere and you transmitted radio back to the Earth? How? Even the highest military grade radio didn't even go that far. So you have to have, that's what satellites were created for, is, when you go to a certain distance, you need to put a satellite there so you can go further out so that you can transmit message back to the satellite, which that can transmit back to mission control. But if you don't have a satellite, my question to these people that were doing it back in the 60s is, how did you send transmission? How's that possible? You understand what I'm telling you? Nobody ever asked that question. That's the big question that they should all be asking. All the other shit's semantics and nonsense. You just basically ask communication-wise. How'd you communicate back? If you go down so far, I mean, that, to me, that doesn't make sense. Back in the day, Jake, we didn't have satellites. In the 60s, we didn't have a satellite up in the sky. I mean, hell, you were still using, in the 60s, you were still using rabbit ears, and you'd have to smack the back of your TV and try to get reception in. That's the radio. That's the UHF, VHF type of system that we were using back then. Here, I'll look up the first amount of satellite. And then the 45th Guard Spetsnaz Brigade. Hillary emails. Is that what you mean? Did I say that right? Spetsnaz. It's that Russian? Spetsnaz, or is that German? Spetsnaz Brigade. I think you're meaning here, let me look this up for you. When was the first satellite put into space for America? America put its first satellite, Explorer 1, into space in January 31st, 1958. It launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, using a Jupiter C. It was 31 pounds, carried first scientific instruments to operate in space. So it wasn't a radio transmitter, by the way. That's what I'm trying to get at, to let you understand. When you say a satellite, there's different satellites, different things. Some satellites could be imagery. Some could be used for radio or something else. So what was this satellite used for? Radio, video, audio? What was its purpose? It only weighed 31 pounds. Explorer 1 was used for scientific research, not for communication. So, you get what I'm telling you? They had a 31-pound payload. For purpose, the primary goal was to prove the United States could successfully orbit a satellite during the Cold War space race. Scientists also wanted to measure the environment of Earth's orbit. So that's really what they were doing. But it was not a communications satellite. So let's see. When was the first communications satellite put into space by America?
America launched its first communications satellite, Project SCORE, into space on December 18, 1958. The first active satellite, Telstar 1, which could relay live events, followed on July 10, 1962.
So in 1962, supposedly, they put the Telstar 1. Now that would have been, and that was 1962, so the Telstar 1 would have been an actual relay satellite. So when you look at that, though, yeah, you have to have relay to relay information. It's like when you were watching on TV, the moon landing on TV, how do they broadcast that? You broadcast that through a satellite. Because when you go 120,000 miles away from known frequency of audio and video, you have to have something that will transmit back to your ground stations. Operated as a delayed broadcast system, it stored messages on a tape recorder and played them back when commanded from the ground. Launched July 10th, 1962. So, when was the first mission to the moon?
Humans first landed on the moon on July 20th, 1969, during the Apollo 11 mission. The astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, led the American spaceflight. Armstrong and Aldrin landed on the moon, while Collins stayed in orbit.
There, so now you have these understandings, so you can do your studying. 1969, that's the first time they said they went to the moon. They did have a delayed satellite, audio, video delayed satellite, or it might have just been an audio, make sure. Was it audio and video? Yeah, it was audio. And then you have to see the amount of power. Because you understand, like here, even now, when you have a radio and you're tuning the radio in, what are you writing here? The delay is from the travel time of the radio waves, yes. But what I'm trying to tell you is, it's like a station here. You have a radio station here. Then let's say they can only broadcast a certain amount of radio wave frequencies, a certain distance. Now you have to go back and figure out, okay, so in 1969, what was the biggest ground radio distance travel? So in 1969, what was the greatest distance a radio tower could travel to pick up a radio station?
In In 1969, AM radio signals could travel hundreds to thousands of miles overnight, bouncing off the atmosphere. Under the right conditions, you could even pick up signals from stations over 1,000 miles away.
Okay, that sounds big. 1,000 miles. 1969, your normal radio station could pick up 1,000-mile away radio frequency. Like somebody's on the radio speaking. 1,000 miles away, you could hear them, but that's it. If you go to 2,000 miles, you could not pick it up. So just understand how things are working, right? Let's see. Receiver, a unique atmospheric skywave conditions, under unique, signals from a powerful 50,000 watt clear channel AM station located over 1,000 miles away. That's 50,000 watt station, mind you. So you got 50,000 watt station pumping out a radio signal, and that signal can only go 1,000 miles. Now, how many miles away is the moon? 238,900 miles. All right. Now, this is 1969, everyone. That a radio station could go 1,000 miles. Here's the moon. And the miles that the moon is from you. I don't know if you can see that clear. There, I think it's clear enough, yeah. So, you do the math, you figure it out. Then you figure out how powerful that the actual satellite that they had back in 1969. If they put another one up, that was an actual radio. So in 1962, they put the first relay satellite. But what was the power frequency of that, right? You understand what I'm saying? What was the power frequency of transmission? Because we only have, back in 1969, we only had 1,000 mile for common radio. I'm not saying that NASA's using AM radio stations. Look at the most powerful military radio in 1960s. What was the distance? You go to World War II. Just ask World War II. During World War II, what was the largest military radio frequency communication? How many miles?
During World War II, military radio communications used various frequencies. These ranged from very low frequencies used by navies for long-distance communication, down to high frequencies, very high frequencies, and even frequency modulation for tactical units.
Let me go ask a little bit further. And what was the mileage on each one of these? So on a SCR 300, that's a VHF, 3 to 5 miles. An SCR 500 DHF, vernacular, so you got one that's a backpack, one's vernacular, 7 to 5 miles. The HF shortwave system, 100 to 1,000 miles. On the naval DLF, now this is a naval ship transmitter, global, thousands of miles. So basically 2,000 to 3,000 miles. This is your top naval. We're talking the ship's transmissions, which NASA would have been using in that, for your understanding. So I showed you the moon, right? So you got the moon. Now, in order for a radio frequency here to get to the transmission of a satellite, how high up would you put the satellite if you had the transmission? You understand what I'm telling you? So you're mission control. You're sending a radio transmission, wanting to talk to astronauts in a shuttle. You're sending a transmission that goes to the satellite. That satellite will bounce it to the astronauts. Then the astronauts will bounce back on that satellite and then back to ground control. So you have to see, what was the distance that I can throw out a signal to a satellite from Earth, and then from that satellite, it can transmit it to my rocket ship. And was that technology available? And we're talking the first trip. We're not talking all the other moon landings. I told you all the other moon landings, some of them, yes, I believe they happened. Yes, we went to the moon. But the very first one that they're claiming, that's iffy. That's a big iffy. And why I say that is because of looking at what I'm telling you here. We did not have radio. We did not have even military grade, the highest. You know, your military would be using the greatest advancement. And we didn't even have it to be able to do such a thing. That's all I'm saying. Utilize massive fixed antenna arrays. These systems position powerful signals across whole oceans to reach submarines globally, even while submerged. But it was only the top 1,000 to 3,000 miles. That's it. How far can radio waves today travel? Let's see. How far can a radio wave travel on Earth today in 2026? How many miles? Radio waves can theoretically travel forever in the vacuum of space, meaning they are limited. But I didn't ask about space on Earth. Only by the time the receiver sensitivity. Today, in 2026, the farthest active radio communication from Earth reaches NASA's Voyager 1 spacecraft, which is approximately 16 billion miles away. Now, if you believe that, 16 billion miles away, okay, so are you telling me you have satellite relays 16 billion miles away? Do you have satellite relays that are spaced out for that communication to come back? Because I am trying to ask it. It's a hard thing to even find. What is the distance of a radio signal from a radio station in 2026? How many miles can it send it out? Maybe that'll be more specific.
Radio signals typically travel around 30 to 40 miles from a standard FM station. Stronger stations can reach up to 150 miles, while AM signals can go 100 to 200 miles during the day and up to 1,000 miles at night.
Oh no, that don't make sense. I think they're hiding this from people. Because you do understand, it doesn't matter if you are in mission control and you're speaking through a device, it's a radio device. It's sending waves of your vocal through a transmitter to a receiver. That's how things work. Transmit, receive. Radio frequency, there. And today they're still saying 1,000 miles, but we were doing that in 1969 because I read it earlier. I don't think they want you to actually know this truth, because this is, if you really think about it, this is not a question that anybody is being asked. No media, no investigative journalists, no one is asking about the radio frequency to travel. You also understand that when you shoot something towards, for instance, the Earth's atmosphere, there are certain things that come in because of our atmosphere, they don't penetrate through. As well, in the same manner, how are you penetrating out? There's a lot of things that are being played, that are at play here. Now, if you're on the Earth and you're radio communicating miles and miles away from one country, you can pick up a phone, right? You pick up a phone, make a phone call. You're using Wi-Fi signal. Let's say you're not wired in, you're in a wireless, like let's say how Facebook does it with Messenger. You're still bouncing on towers. And these towers, some of these wires are, for internet, are all under the ocean. It's not like there's an invisible wire, everyone. You're still wired. And now these wires are stretching under the ocean, going to play. That's why you see like some ships, when they go a certain way, they'll drop and they'll cut the wire, and then a whole nation will lose internet, Wi-Fi, everything gone. You could say parabolic antenna. I'll pull it up so everybody can see that. Come to my fucking stage. Don't just write shit in the comment and think that you're going to be right because you can write a big fucking word. You can write a big fucking word. Fuck you. That's stupid. Stop lying to people. People can cause radio air interference, dipshits. There could be something in the air that can cause your fucking, it's a powerful radio, but it can go fucking out just because of an air disturbance. So don't give me some big fucking word about some stupid ass fucking thing because you think you're wise or smart. So we'll look it up for everybody. We'll show everybody what these people are actually saying. And I'll show you that it's actually stupid what they're saying. Now they're talking microwaves. Parabolic antennas.
A parabolic antenna uses a curved reflector to direct radio waves. It has a parabolic reflector and a feed antenna bouncing waves to a focal point. It's used for satellite television, long-distance communication, radar, and boosting cellular or Wi-Fi signals. These antennas offer high signal gain, but need a clear line of sight.
There you go. Clear line of sight as well. That's what I was saying. These people act like I don't know something. I just said I could interrupt your whole fucking service. Anything in the air, in the atmosphere, can interrupt it. You ain't got no fucking travel. What the fuck is your radio about now? The weather, everyone. That's why when the weather comes through, you fucking the electric can go out, your Wi-Fi goes out, your internet fucking goes out. It's so stupid when they think that. What I'm telling people is we did not have this technology in the very beginning of the first moon landing. There was none of this shit in existence. And even today, when they're making a claim that they're going 64 billion miles away, how? You have to have a relay. There has to be something that's being traveled. And so they use the excuse, it's traveling in a vacuum. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, do you really know that space is a fucking vacuum? They have told you this. Space is a vacuum. Get fucking real. This is how they get people to believe in something, because how can you test? How could a normal person test whether space is really a vacuum or not? How do you test that? So now I'm going to show you and how many miles do these things travel or can travel in wave. An antenna itself doesn't have to see mile range, but the radio waves it shapes can travel anywhere from 3 miles to billions of miles, depending entirely on whether they are pointing across the ground or out into space. So now this is why they're saying that the vacuum, they don't need all this stuff because of the vacuum. They can point this into space and it gets into a thing and can never stop. It'll just keep traveling and traveling, and unless it runs into something. You understand what I'm saying? This is how they make shit up. Standard Wi-Fi data links, 3 to 10 miles. Tower to tower links, 30 miles to 50 miles. That's it. And the thing is about this, everyone, is it's not like there's invisible wires. Everything underground is still connected wirely wise. Satellite TV signals, 22,236 miles. There you go. Now in deep space, they're saying NASA uses massive 230-foot parabolic dishes to communicate with Voyager 1 spacecraft, sending radio waves over 15 billion miles. 15 billion, but they just said it was 68 billion miles away. So they can only send it 15 billion. So you see how their numbers don't even match up science-wise. Just like I can show you, and I got kicked out of X because I did a experiment live on X, and back then it was called Twitter at the time, and I sent it to NASA because NASA was trying to say that the stars there's no stars, you can't see stars because of a reason. So I did an experiment to show everybody, even if I have a camera and I have a direct light. Now you understand when they're taking a picture of a guy. So you got this astronaut in front of you. The camera's here. Astronaut's over here. The sun is behind me. And if I take a picture of the astronaut, all the stuff behind it is blacked out. And they're saying there's a reason for that. So I show an experiment live on fucking Twitter one day, and I used all these little things. I'm going to show you. Because lights are lights, stars are lights. So I used all these little things right here, and this thing. I said, these are stars. I said, imagine these are stars. All right, those are stars behind me. I turned out all the lights. These are stars. This is what. Let's pretend like it's nighttime, right? And here's all these stars. And then I have another light that I use for the sun, much brighter. I use this big light for the sun. All right. And I took a regular camera, just a regular normal camera, a better camera than even what they had. All right. So I put something in front. So here's the guy, the astronaut. Okay. These are stars that would be lit up behind. Then behind the camera, so here's the guy standing here. Behind the camera on this side where I was at, I put up here, like the sun, I put a big fucking light that shined back down onto everything. And guess what happened? Maybe I should just do the experiment. No, I better not. I'll get my fucking channel. My channel will get fucking banned. I don't want my channel here getting banned because I'm trying to prove to a bunch of fucking idiots who believe a bunch of shit because they don't know science. They don't know reality. So they don't know how to do experiments for their own damn selves to find out if something's true or not. I don't want to get this channel banned because I'm going to show you that. I'll show you how to do it. I don't even know if I should be telling you people about this. And look, you're still acting like little keyboard gangsters. He thinks the atmosphere attracts. Join my fucking channel. Otherwise, if you don't join my channel, Hillary, I'm going to block you. How you like that? If you don't knock right now and come up on my fucking stage, I'm going to block your little punk ass. You're just a little punk. You can't play keyboard gangster. If you want to debate me on this, if you want actual competition, don't just hide like a little fucking retard fuck in the comment section and act as if you're fucking wise to where you got people that are part of your little fucking clique to sit there and agree with your little stupid self. Get some fucking balls and be a fucking man about what you fucking do and join my fucking stage. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here or I'm going to fucking ban your ass. I don't deal with a bunch of punks. You better prove what the fuck you're saying. When it comes to my channel, which is educational, you prove what the fuck you say. You don't just get to blab your fucking yapper or write fucking lies in my comment section without fucking presenting evidence to people. No fucking way in hell will I ever put up with that shit. Are you fucking stupid? So anyway, when I did this experiment, what happened? And I'll tell you what happened. If you point the camera at it, the sun, the light, okay, what will happen? And if you, let's say I have the sun behind me, directly behind me, and the camera I have in front of me, like facing me, like right here, what happens to me? I completely disappear out of the whole fucking picture. It's fucking insane. When I did it the first time I did it, I was shocked. Because the lights, the stars did not disappear. What disappeared was every fucking thing that you would think you should be able to see. But all that fucking went black. That disappeared. But the lights in the background, they're plain as fucking day. Plain as fucking day. That's why there was another light. They had another light shining. That way it gave that. What that does is that blocks out. It creates a shadow in the back. So you have to have two light sources in front camera-wise. Two light sources, which means, let's say you have the sun, and then over here you have a big studio lamp shining on the project or the astronaut or the film that you're filming, the video you're going to make, the set. We'll call it the set. So you have a light over here shining on the set. That's why you can see the fucking actors and shit. Take away that fucking light and only have that one sun back there. All the fucking actors on the stage will disappear. They're gone. And the only thing you'll see if you got lights in the back, you'll be able to still see those lights are on. This light will be still shining. But if there's no light back there anyway, because it's a backdrop, and you put two light sources in a way, It's not going to block those lights out over there. What's going to happen is the whole set's going to disappear. That's a camera trick that they do for certain when they make movies to do such activity. But I'll show you, I could show you 2 images that NASA has. All right, 2 images that NASA has. One of the images, same fucking picture, the astronaut, same picture. But guess what? In one of these pictures, you see all the stars. In the other picture, exact same one, all the stars are gone. That's a fact. You can find this they're online. NASA actually put them fucking online, not realizing that they put 2 fucking pictures of the same thing. One of them has the stars in it, the other one doesn't. Now, mind you, I'm only saying this for the first one. Have we gone to the moon with our technology that we have now? Yes. It's very possible we have. Yes. I will not confirm nor deny that. But in the beginning, the very first one, we did not have the technology available at the time to do such a thing. That's it. That's all conspiracy. Black Knight satellite don't even exist. It don't exist. That's CGI. Do you know how many times the government creates false CGI to make you think that that's really what the fuck is out there? It's the same shit when they tell you that you live in a fucking, what you live on. So I'll give you an understanding about something. The closest star in our solar system they call Alpha Centauri. So from Earth to the next closest star, Alpha Centauri, is 1 light year away. Let me tell you what 1 light year is. How many years is 1 light year?
Light year measures distance, not time. It's how far light travels in 1 Earth year, which is about 5.88 trillion miles, or 9.46 trillion kilometers. Light moves very fast, about 186,000 miles per second.
Okay. That's not what I really wanted you to say. I want you to tell me, how many miles is 1 light year?
1 light year is equivalent to 5.879 times 10 to the 12 miles.
Okay. We're looking at it as at least 500, 700 million miles away. Million. Now, this is just what I'm saying their math is. In order for you to travel from Earth to there, it would take you, let's make it easy for them. Let's say if it took me to travel from Earth to Alpha Centauri, and I was going at a certain speed, and it took me 30,000 years to do that. 30,000 years. Okay? Now, you're telling me from the time you first created any satellite that will take a picture of space, what you're telling me is you sent the satellite. Now, this is inside your galaxy, everyone. The math is being done in your galaxy, not outside your galaxy. In your galaxy, 30,000 years from Earth to Alpha Centauri. You're telling me you sent something outside that galaxy to turn around to take a picture and say that you live in a spiral galaxy. NASA has not even been around for 200 years. It takes 30,000 years inside your galaxy to reach the closest star. But you went outside, turned around, took a picture, and now you're telling people this is where you fucking live. Wake up, motherfuckers. Wake the fuck up. The math don't match up. So you know what the next thing they'll say? Well, we have instruments that we viewed this way and we viewed that way and we viewed this way and that way. And then we took pictures and we put them all together to create an image of what it might look like. Again, CGI. Everything you're looking at is through the lens of CGI. It's fake. It's propaganda. It never happened. That's it. That's it. Just like when they show you, for instance, back in the 80s, they showed us astronauts taking off in the shuttle, Challenger. All right, so they showed it to us. This is the 80s, everyone. Remember Challenger that blew up? So Challenger's going up, and sure, they're filming it. They got their CBS, NBC cameras. They're all filming it. It goes up, and eventually then it blows up. Okay. Have you ever noticed when they're filming these things taking off, eventually there's no more footage. There's no more footage. So now Elon Musk is taking footage, CGI, right? This is all CGI. And they'll put a camera, they'll strap a camera onto a rocket and then they'll shoot the rocket up. Oh, wait a minute. I shouldn't even be getting into this. It'd get me in trouble. I'm just going to tell you the craft that they use, it's some tricks. That's why the Bible calls it. They cause this craft to prosper. Craft being Hollywood shit. It's a craft. And it's being prospered and it's brainwashing all of you. And you're believing this shit. And none of it's real. If you can tell, like I said before, Jake, listen, they can't even film your own fucking space shuttle going into outer orbit. Yet you're going to say they filmed a fucking Black Knight satellite? Get real, man. CGI. It's all fake propaganda. They need this shit to tell you so they can keep collecting tax money, so they can keep creating weapons to protect their assets. How do you think Israel gets funded? Well, all these missiles that are cheaply made coming over Israel constantly, and they keep using these one missiles to blow them all up. Who do you think fucking pays for all that shit? Who do you think's making all that shit? I have to tell you about the space station itself. You know, the space station is this is where the space station's at, everyone. Go from Florida to Texas. Linear. Now just take that linear line and flip it up vertically. That's where the space station's at. 120,000 miles up. It's not even out of Earth's orbit in a manner. It's not even in space. That's how high it is. That's actually how high it is. From the distance of Florida to Texas. That's it. Your bodies cannot go. So there's these things called atmospheric pressure. Mach. It's called Mach as well. In certain travel velocities, the human body just cannot handle. As a pilot, when you're traveling, let's say you're trying to travel Mach 10. How long? I'll just show you. How long can the human body go traveling Mach 10? A human body can theoretically survive traveling at Mach 10, provided you are enclosed inside a properly shielded, pressurized vehicle like a spacecraft in orbit or deep space. Speed itself does not hurt the human body. Only acceleration, pressure changes, and G-forces do. Now, G-force is real. G-force is very real. And when you understand, okay, so how is G-force created? Check this out. How is G-force created?
G-force results from acceleration or contact forces, not just gravity. It happens when you change speed or direction, creating a push or pull. For example, standing still means the ground pushes up with 1 G, while turning sharply in a car can create much higher G-forces.
So it's like, now in a car, turn a corner, you got a G-force, your body centrifugal, it moves over here to the side of the car. If everybody's ever been in a car, and this is happening. Now imagine that you're traveling Mach 10, and the slightest maneuvers that you do creates such a tremendous amount of pressure on the human body, you'll die. You fucking die. That's why you cannot sustain. The only way that you can sustain that is if, and this is like exactly what they're saying here. Here's another thing, just to get people to understand another thing. When a pilot is flying in an airplane, now the pilot doesn't have to be doing even Mach 1 or Mach 2. He's in an airplane, his airplane gets shot, he has to eject out of his fucking seat. All right? Most of the time when a pilot ejects and hits that fucking eject button, he gets shot out of his fucking seat, he's broken his arms, his ribs, his legs. It's very rare that a pilot comes out with nothing broken, no shattered bones, no nothing. More than likely, because of the pressurization, even you don't even have to be going. Something happens. Something's going to be broke. Your arms are broken. Your legs are broken. Your ribs are all busted up. So I don't know. I shouldn't even be saying none of this stuff because it shows you a lot of propaganda that they're pushing. And Jake says something stupid all the time. I don't get this shit. I mean, if you sit around Jake and you think joking about things is funny, to me, joking about if you're seeking truth and reality, there's no time for joking and cracking up. It'd be like you're a dunce in fucking class. The rest of the students want to learn, but here's the joker who wants to crack jokes about stupid shit. That's what you're like to me, Jake. A high school kid in class that wants to learn something, but he's got a joke about the shit. And then, when joking about something, it makes the evidence of truth. It makes the truth itself. You're muddying up the fucking water with a joke. Stop muddying up shit with jokes, man. Logic and reason and having evidence for things is what I do here. I don't joke around about shit. This is why I don't like Americans. Americans are fucking morons. Because they'll turn things that are serious that, you know, I'm tired of supporting things that are not godly to go out and commit murder against children and shit like this. Meanwhile, this is why it's happening, is because you got people set up, ployed all around in American mind frame, and they joke about shit to try to desensitize the situation that some things are more serious. It's serious matter. If people are lying and saying that they're doing something that they're not, it's time to stop. Stop stealing and taking people's money to do this shit. I just told you there's no black satellite in the sky. It's a fucking CGI it's crackpot shit. It's crackpot shit. Even the images that NASA gives you of what planets look like is fucking CGI. These are not actual real satellites taking photographs of shit. You think this is real? This is what they get over on people. I mean, all you got to do is look at the movie Hollywood. That's why it's called The Craft. They allow the craft to prosper. What craft? Witchcraft. What is witchcraft? Craft. Witchcraft. Deception. So what are they deceiving you with? How are they deceiving you? What kind of craft are they using to deceive that even in the Bible it talks about a craft that deceives you? If you go back into Hollywood and you look at real old movies and different things that were created, you start to learn the craft. You start to see the deception of creations of camera tricks. There's many camera tricks that are done because the human mind, here's something that people are unaware of. If I were to go, duh, 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 you hear this as a duh, duh, duh. You hear this as a pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if I were to go duh, 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 and if I start creating the BPM, if I turn this duh, 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 and I raised it up to 500, 600 BPMs, all of a sudden it's no longer a duh, 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 duh. It becomes a frequency. It's so fast, duh, 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 and then you keep making it faster and faster. It's now nothing but it seems in your mind, because your brain can't break down the wave of it. It makes the brain tricks you, and now it's an actual frequency. It's like somebody going. So instead of duh, 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 it just duh. It becomes just a frequency, even though it's not a frequency. So your brain gets tricked by all this shit. Your mind, your sight can get tricked. Hollywood knew this. So this is the craft that they're using. And now they bring it into government and they use all of this fucking governmental Hollywood shit and tell you, look, we're going to space. Look, we're doing this, or look, we're doing that. Look at the images that they show you, declassified. Here's military declassified missile launch shot where we blew up an Iranian missile launcher. Look at it, everybody. It's black and white. Black and white. It's got a little cross on it. Oh, look, this is where we're going. Oh, and then yeah, boom, and it shows it blowing up. You believe this shit's real. You believe this shit's real. That this is actual video footage. Why do you think America's still fighting the war with Iran? They ain't done shit to Iran. It's propaganda to show you, yeah, oh, look, we're kicking Iran's ass. Look what we're doing. Huh. And meanwhile, the propaganda is going to catch up with it. That's why your gas is now fucking sky high, catching up. Because everything that they've been telling you about, it's all fucking lie. It's all fucking lie. Everything has to do with everything. It's about them lying to you about something. They're lying to you about something. Just like when they lied about fucking trying to claim that they found aliens at Roswell. No, it was a fucking experiment, a dirty human experiment that went fucking wrong that they tried to cover up. And they used same, what was that guy's name? Heimlich? Who was the Nazi scientist that did experiments on children?
The Nazi doctor Josef Mengele, known as the Angel of Death, was most associated with cruel medical experiments on children, especially twins, at Auschwitz.
So these are the same scientists that America captured. These scientists came to America in the 40s. That's right. And they started doing experiments on fucking our citizens. The handicapped, the retarded people. This goes back into MK Ultra shit when CIA was doing MK Ultra shit up in fucking Canada. This is a fact that was known because they sued them. The people sued them in the 60s, and they had to acknowledge what they did. It's public information that it actually happened. But it gets worse than that. It's far worse than that. You had some sick things happening in the 40s and 50s with these scientists and these psychologists and these people. These motherfuckers are twisted. It's a sick thing. And an experiment went wrong in 1947. An experiment went wrong, and the shit that people saw as eyewitnesses, these were fucking children that they were experimenting with. That's right. The Wright brothers. I'll explain something to you. Orville and Wilbur Wright flew the first plane when?
Orville and Wilbur Wright flew the first powered airplane on December 17th, 1903, near Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
1903.
First controlled and sustained.
Kitty Hawk. 1903. 40 years later. Now you have to understand something here about the jet engine, how high we could get up in atmosphere before the pressure and everything was getting to humans, because we never had understanding about it. We didn't know about oxygen depleting out. If you get a certain, that's why pilots today wear certain oxygen masks when they go a certain distance high in the sky, because of the air being so thin. Nobody knew any of this. So they had to experiment. How high can we go up? How high can a human go up in an airplane before passing the fuck out, before dying? That's what they wanted to know. So they started experimenting. I mean, for God's sake, you have to understand, during World War II, for God's sakes, you know, the airplanes that they were flying, you know, in the sky, you got the Red Baron, right? Red Baron. You got Snoopy on top of his house, right? You know, Snoopy. Remember Snoopy? Snoopy sits on his thing and he flies around in his airplane and shoots down all the Nazi soldiers. There's no canopy. It's open. It's open. It's cold as fuck, too. That's why they had to create bomber jackets like the one I got. Because it got so fucking cold. Because they didn't have a canopy. Now, do you think that these airplanes were flying at the height that we fly today? No. They would have froze. lack of oxygen. They would have died. So they needed to learn. 1947, Roswell happened. Because they were experimenting on children, with children, to see how high the human being can go before it reaches depletion of oxygen. Nazi scientists, we used Nazi scientists, spies. This is one of the books, this wanted me to become a spy and get in the CIA and become a spook. It was part of these stories I used to read. A group of spies, and this is a true story. A group of spies went into Germany during the winter, kidnapped three scientists. Three scientists kidnapped three. They had to ski through the fucking mountains. Ski, on skis. They skied through the mountains, bringing these scientists down through the mountains in Germany into Poland. And then from Poland, it's so long ago when I read the book. Anyway, they did this to bring these scientists into America. Now, these scientists were some sick motherfuckers. People better understand this shit. It's not about whether they're Nazis or any of it. It's not even about that. Because even in today's society, when they made that coronavirus shit, they built it in a fucking... Why the fuck are you making shit that kills people in a fucking lab? Did we, the people, give you authority to create unnatural things that are not even on the earth? What the fuck are you doing, doctor? Their craft. They want their craft to prosper. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's foolish. But all you believe it. You'll believe anything and everything because it's in the movies. The movies. You know, the movies depict Moses going to a mountain and lightning bolts hitting the fucking mountain and carving out stones with the finger of God, writing it, and these came out. Linguistically, wrong. Linguistics, wrong. Read the fucking Bible, you find out that the Lord is standing there, and you read it in the Bible, where Moses goes up the mountain with 80 elders and he is given tablets. Genesis or Exodus 24. Exodus 24. Check this out, everyone. I'm going to show you something. That way you understand the craft that they're fucking pulling over on you guys. You believe this shit. Exodus 24. Okay. Verse 10. All right, let's start with verse 9. Exodus 24, verse 9. Look, read it for yourselves. I'm going to show you some fucking truth about something. About someone's actually there. There is a physical man that is there that literally is giving Moses tablets already written. But you see a movie, you saw the craft, and now you've been taught from a podium by Satan with a fucking goat's head on himself. You can understand my allegory here I'm using. You got a goat-headed fucking man from a podium telling you the finger of God wrote these tablets. And then you get a movie and this is what you're imagining now. This is your understanding. But when you actually go to the book, Exodus 24, verse 9. Then went up Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the Elohim. That's the word there. And they saw the Elohim. Now in English, they'll say God. That word there is Elohim. And they saw the Elohim of Israel. And there was under his feet. So there's feet present. So in the context here, in verse 10, and they saw the Elohim. Wrong. Wrong. It can't be Elohim. Elohim is 7 spirits. We know that for a fact. You can't see spirits. So the word that the academic scholars use for Strong's Concordance and everything else, if you tap on that word, it will say Elohim. It should not say Elohim, because at the burning bush, the man that's standing there with Moses tells Moses, I am Yahweh. I also have another name that they don't know me by, and that is Jehovah. So the word here in the proper academia, understanding the linguistics of the word, the etymology of the word, and the pictograph of the fucking language, the word there should be, because there's a physical presence that you can see, and there's feet present. Feet is a human being. It states, and they saw Jehovah of Israel, and there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of sapphire stone, and as it were, the body of heaven in his clearness. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not his hand. Also, they saw Jehovah and did eat and drink. That's why they don't know this name yet. They don't even know that there's a physical presence. Yes, he visited Abraham. Abraham saw, spoke face to face with God as well. Moses speaks face to face with God in the understanding as not God like you're seeing in English. Spoke face to face with Jehovah, a physical man that the Son of God is in. That's present there. He has feet. He eats, drinks. And the Lord said, now in verse 12, and the Lord said, now this word Lord is now Jehovah. Now it's properly done right. Finally, now the Lord, Jehovah, is saying, should have been Jehovah all along. Because there's feet, there's eating, motherfuckers. See how the scholars, this is why I'm a teacher of the fucking scholars. I teach the scholars, man. And you dare ask me about linguistics, foolish clowns. And the Lord said unto Moses, come up unto me into the mount. If you're going into a mountain, there must be a what? Cave. You're going into the mountain. Come up, he says to Moses, come up to me into the mount and be there, and I will give thee tables of stone. Verse 12, motherfuckers, read it. It's there, black and white. You can't get around it. So I don't care what the craft told you. I don't care what Hollywood showed you. And all their priests of Pan with their goat heads and horns spitting shit from pulpits that are Islamic or Christian or Hindu or Buddhist or Jewish. I don't give a fuck. The book and the linguistics tells me their stories are made up shit. Lies. This is what is happening, and it's a reality. Verse 12 tells you, which I have written that thou mayest teach them. Who wrote these things? Jehovah, the man that has the Son of God in him, wrote some tablets on stone, told Moses to go into a mountain cave where he gives him these stones. So I went on a podcast. There's a podcaster trying to say, oh, that is not in the Bible. That's not in the Bible. I just showed you it's in the fucking Bible, moron. And I'll show everybody here that it's in it. Verse 12. Read it for your fucking selves. Right there. And the Lord said unto Moses, come up to me into the mount, and be there, mean wait, and wait there, and I will give thee tables of stone, and a law, and commandments, which I have written, that thou mayest teach them. And Moses rose up, and his minister Joshua, and Moses went up into the mount of, here, wrong. It says Elohim, wrong. 7 spirits don't live and dwell inside a cave, asshole. No, a man could live in a cave. This word, Jehovah, now we know there's a presence of a man. In Adonai, presence of a man. Why the fuck would spirits be living in a fucking cave? But I could understand a man that has the Son of God in him, he could be living in a cave. Lots of people used to live in caves. Oh, the whole Pueblo Indian society lived in fucking clefts of rocks. Motherfuckers. So you see what I'm telling you, people? You can get manipulated by all sorts of shit. And then these people create different fucking things, lie, to try to get other people to believe in the same stupid, like this guy here trying to get you to believe in a black satellite. He believes it. He follows this shit. He becomes oppressed by it in his own mind. And then he wants everyone else to join in his fucking misery. Fuck that. Then he thinks he's going to write comments in my fucking comment section and think I'm not going to address the stupidity of your ignorance? Huh. Brother, please. Please. If you want to go to a channel where that shit happens, go to another fucking podcast. Here at my channel, we only study the truth. We only get enlightened by truth, bro. And anybody who continues, like I say, if you continue and fucking saying stupid shit, wanting to be a keyboard gangster of what's it say when God says, if anyone comes having a dream, or nowadays, if anyone comes being a keyboard gangster and tells you of things that are lies, take them and cast them out, stone them to death, cast you out. So it's just that I just have to cast you away from me. Block you. Don't allow you to write shit anymore to deceive anyone else. See, I extrapolate truth into the timeline that we live today. So now this is a kind of community. You see, YouTube, they call it a community. This is a community. And here we have deceivers that go around and write things in comment sections to try to deceive other people into following along with the things that they believe. But I am a shepherd, a good one, a guide, and I watch shit. And after a while, if I tell them, and they can hear what I'm saying, I expose it, and I'm telling them basically, stop doing this shit. And they don't listen to me. You will get blocked. I don't care for any of it. You see how fucking ignorant they are? And they think that I'm not gonna do it. Test the water, test it. Say some more stupid shit, and watch how quickly I throw you the fuck out. It's like that. Everybody that follows me, to see my followers are real. You people don't even follow. And then they lie and they say their English is bad. You see the lie, yet they wrote perfectly English. They wrote perfectly English. Wrote it. They spelled the words right. They think that I'm ignorant of them. But eventually, like I said, remember what I told everybody, eventually I'm going to only allow it. New people that come, I'm giving them one warning, letting them go by doing it. But eventually, I'm not putting up with the shit. I don't give a fuck about followers. I don't monetize my videos. I have my own fucking money. I don't need people. That's their mind. This is the world they live in, a world like this. But see, that's why they can't fuck with me, because I don't live in their fucking weird mind frame. They have a weird mind frame. I don't live in that mind frame. And see, he did it again. So I told him why. He's asking a stupid question. Look at the question. Why do I not? I just told him that it's a fucking conspiracy. It's CGI fucking videos. And then he's going to make this stupid comment and ask a question that's stupid. So there you have it. I'm very selective. That's the Hadith. Don't you know the Hadith about Imam Mahdi? Are you unaware? I think they're unaware. And you said it very right. Are you unaware of the Hadiths? The Imam Mahdi is very, very strict on companions, period. I don't fucking sit there and give a fuck about someone. I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I never fucking met you. You don't feed me. You don't pay my bills. I've never gone out to eat with you, but you're going to act like somebody's a friend on a fucking fake ass fucking video footage on YouTube, and all of a sudden we're best buds? You fucking have a mind frame of a fucking animal. I don't live in a reality like that. That's the problem. Let's see if I can take this and slide this over another direction. I guess I can't. And this is the thing. See, these people are no good. God, it's got to catch up with me now. Got to put this up here. Remove this guy's fucking thing from my screen here. There we go. It's finally fucking caught up, and it's finally removed team. And this will happen to anybody, like I say. Hillary, do you understand now? I don't give a fuck about all that shit. I don't live in this fucking fantasy world that everybody else lives in. I live in the world of God. I don't live in the world of men and their stupidity. But you're right. You better be careful. I'm very strict. Very, very, very fucking strict. I'm a critical fucking thinker. I don't put up with stupid shit. My life and my experiences in life don't allow it. I am that I am. I was created to be like this for a reason. I'm not one of the elect that gets deceived by bullshit. I walk a very thin line. And I could tell right away anyway about that guy because the way he introduces first thing he starts saying in the comment section, right away you can see the stupidity of it. And Hillary now is mad. Hillary's mad because I kicked his friend out. I kicked your friend out. Now you're mad. Ooh, boo fucking ooh. Boo fucking ooh. Boo fucking who? They had no life. They had no fucking life, so they create different accounts to try to come to my fucking channel to write foolish comments. Does manna from heaven feed him or food stamps? You struck me in the face so hard. Oh, you complain about food stamps. Oh, poor baby. Fucking grow the fuck up, man. Grow the fuck up. You know, everybody, when I was in Boy Scouts, as a child, 7-year-old child, all the way up to the time I was 18 years old, I used to go out twice a year. Twice a year, I would go out and collect food from my neighborhood to give to the poor who had none. And this asshole, this Hillary asshole, now is making fun of poor people. I spit on you, man. I spit on such accusations and foul things. Men who did those kinds of works deserve what they get paid. I used to feed people that were homeless. I used to clothe. I used to go and get donations. As a child, I went and walked door to door to get clothes and food so that I could go and give these things to, I'd go to the people's house. It's not like, no, I dropped it off at a church or nothing. No. We went to the person's house because there was this sign-up sheet that we created and people would sign up. We would go to these people's house, knock on the door, we'd go in, and I would speak to these. Some of them had kids that were the same age as me. And I would have fun playing in their home with their children, and I'd give them whatever I had collected for free. Not because I was trying to be egomaniacal or anything. No. Love, motherfucker. Love and compassion, which you don't have. You a fucking rotten soldier. You're a rotten soldier. You're probably one of them motherfuckers who go around teaching kids to cuss. Say the word F. Say the F word. Ha, it's so funny. Look, we're going to teach Afghan children to say F word in English. You a rotten garbage motherfucker. The mighty men of David would have spit on you. But this is what they resort to. Peace be with you, up close and personal. Lots of good info with Faith Tester. Yeah, but Faith Tester wasn't listening really much, was he? I was trying to help him out, just to show him in mythology where they got mythology. So I was trying to bring up that slave issue, right? Servanthood, slave doesn't have free will. And I was trying to explain to him with the planets, even in the very beginning of the explosion of the Big Bang, all of them, all the planets, all the explosion that was happening, yeah, they had what you would want to call a free will in the manner of explosion. But the minute that the gravitational pulls or the resistance of something else captured them, like planets today are captured, therefore they have become enslaved to the sun. The sun has now captured them, and so now they are in orbit around, and they will remain in that servitude forever. So no, planets don't have their own free will. They're not fucking conscious in that manner or any of that. But I was trying to show him that, yes, in some mythology, because he was making a claim about his book, yeah, the book could actually be explaining something that could be true to a certain extent. But we need to analyze, let's go further to analyze what your book is claiming. And can I physically observe if it's going beyond a certain claim? I can prove, no, it can only go this far. Then there's resistance. Now it's indentured to another planet or to the sun itself. You cannot go any further now. And yes, like kicking the ball. Right, and now they abide by the laws at that point. Very good. At least you understand what I'm saying now. But at the moment, yeah, everything has its direction of where it was going. But then all of a sudden, you know, if a comet has a direction, it comes into our atmosphere, comet, and it could go by us if it doesn't get pulled in by us. But if all of a sudden a resistance happens and it captures it, now we've made it a slave. Now it has to come to us. It has no longer free will. It's not free anymore. He's been captured and taken into our pool of gravity, and now it slams into our atmosphere, blows up into the sky, and pieces fall upon the earth. And there it remains forever. But I don't like getting on certain topics that are completely foolish to begin with. I mean, common sense tells you you don't have the fucking radio frequency back then. You didn't have the technology. So explain, you as a group of people, you must explain this truth, these concepts. Otherwise, you have been exposed as a Satan. That's just it. And then we move forward from that. We just move forward. That's it. You know, I don't get people. It's like, you know, if something I do is wrong, I learn from my mistake. I move forward. I don't stay in that shit. No, I move forward. I'm in life. Life is ever evolving. I hear you. And when you ask more questions, you can narrow it down to be more sensible conclusion. Exactly. That's what you have to do. It's called critical thinking. And then you analyze everything. Some things in the moment could be true, but then eventually at that point, it's like with God. The greatest wisdom that man has is foolishness to God. What's that mean? That means, yes, certain things that we know, they are truths. But then if we had his mind and his wisdom to analyze even further something else, we find greater truths than what we even had or fathomed that we thought. That's all. And that's what I am. I mean, I don't claim to be the wisest person in the world. I claim to just be a guide. As a guide, guides still learn. That's it. I still learn. But I have walked on many walks and many paths, so I know what the walk and the path is. And if you're walking in a path that I've already been on that leads to nothing but stupidness, I can faithfully say that's stupid. Get off that path. Let's do something else. Talk about something else. Go on a different way. That's it. But if you don't have to listen to me. If you want to stay on that stupid path, go right the fuck ahead. I'm not your fucking master. I'm not your fucking boss to control you and what the fuck you want to do. That's why I don't give a fuck about followers. I don't care about none of that shit. My channel's mostly for my own self. Like I always say, it's for myself to reflect upon. I study, I analyze my own damn self. I'm the highest thinker in that manner. I analyze, I critique, I question my own vessel. That's why I wrote up here on the topic. All are welcome. Come challenge my mind. But like I say in other videos, if I find that you are just here to be a fucking moron and a fool, I will ban you. That's it. I'll put up with it for a while, but then after a while, once I've given you an answer and a conclusion, move on. What's next? But if you want to stay focused on something that's stupid, I'm not sitting here talking about stupidity, man. Fuck that. Anyway, so I showed everyone where Moses gets a tablets from a man who has feet. He eats. It's not Elohim. Those are seven spirits. It has to have been Jehovah. So I proved in academia, the scholars themselves who wrote Strong's are in error. And I used logic deduction to show the evidence that the scholars are in error. I'm right. I'm right. You're wrong. Now just correct it, motherfuckers. Don't have such a fucking ego. I'm right. Correct it. So you don't lead people fucking astray. So you're not writing fucking words wrong. So when people read fucking books, they can understand it properly and make sense without having hocus fucking pocus involved. You understand what I'm saying? I showed everybody. Anybody can go and look at it. This verse is up. The Exodus verse is about it. And tap on those words of Strong's Concordance and do a deduction just like I did. I've been doing this for 40 fucking years. I can show you so fucking many academic errors. And because of these errors, because Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 8, because of the scribes, they've done it in vain. Now you got all these fucking people preaching and teaching, all in fucking vain. False doctrines of devils. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. But like, I'm not real, it seems like I'm frustrated, it seems like I'm mad, but this shit doesn't affect me. It's to have a good podcast. Sometimes it's for me to show my zeal for my academic learning, what I've done. You know, it's like when you go play sports and you want to be good at what you do, you want to be the best that you can and show it. So within videos, that's how I am. This is my sport in the manner now with the mind. I'm showing you the sport. I play it very fucking well. And I want to teach other people how to play it in a better way. That's all it's about. I'm not special. Anybody can do what the fuck I do. You just don't know how to do it. There's this lady, 1970s. There's this woman. She lived out in Texas. Now, eventually she lived out in Texas. Eventually she moved to Las Vegas, Nevada. She started her career being a mathematics teacher back in the 70s. She went to Stanford. She wrote a dissertation. This dissertation is still available, but it can only be viewed by permission, signed permission. You can only review this dissertation, signed permission. Permission has to be granted for you to look at the dissertation. So all these motherfuckers that was on that stupid fucking DZ podcast, I can write a dissertation and show it here, but it might not even be the actual dissertation that I have, and you might not even be able to even get access to what the fuck I have. This shows their academic stupidity of their level of education that they actually have. They're just a bunch of low-class, I got a degree because I went to college for 2 years and I graduated with a degree. Oh, wow. 40 fucking years, asshole. So, anyway, this woman, she's Stanford mathematics teacher. She also was another mathematics teacher at this prestigious college. I think it was three prestigious colleges. She was a mathematics teacher all the way into the 90s, from the 70s to the 90s. Back in the 70s, she wrote the dissertation, and it was put in a shelf. She never published it. Just put in Stanford. It's a Stanford University today. It's just in the shelves. Now in her life, about 1992, this woman started to play the lottery. This woman played the lottery 4 times. 1992, 1998, 2004, 2008. Every time she played in the lottery by buying tickets, she won the main jackpot. $3 million, $2 million. The biggest win of hers was $10 million. And she did this 4 times in a fucking row. She was investigated by the FBI, investigated by the Commission for Gambling Commissions, never charged with anything. But her dissertation, her thing is she was studying, and this is her peers. This is what her peers say. This isn't the actual, nobody has access, but her peers are telling later on now, this is like 2010, 2015. They're doing interviews with people that knew her, grew up with her, graduated with her, so on and so forth. And they're asking about this lady, and they're telling the journalist about her that she literally was running mathematics to find out how lottery was shipped to different places and what stores were receiving the tickets at what day, what period, what time. She did this all mathematically, and they said that she wrote a dissertation about how to do it. She won 4 fucking times in a row and basically retired out in Las Vegas with over $20 million in winnings. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. Just to let you know that. But they all got mad. Everybody getting mad because she was using her mind. And she beat the system using her mind. And she never cheated. There was no cheating, no nothing. It was just a mathematic system. And she figured it out. And then on the days that there was supposed to be the win, she would go in and she would buy like 200 fucking tickets at one time. Scratch-offs. And it was always at this, there was different locations, but mainly there was this one location that she was doing it at. Later on, she had other people buying the tickets for her because she had moved. She would have other people go there, buy the tickets, which was legal. And they'd mail her these tickets. She'd scratch them off and she'd win. Let's see. What was her name? I'll show you. See if she's public. What was the mathematician who graduated from Stanford and taught at Stanford who bought all those lottery tickets and won 4 times? What was her name?
The mathematician was Joan Ginther. She was a Stanford PhD graduate and a former math professor who won the Texas lottery 4 times for over $20 million between 1993 and 2010.
Her name? Joan Ginther. Ginther. There you go. The mind is a terrible thing to waste, ladies and gentlemen. Critical thinking. Getting those 7 fucking spirits. God is awesome. 7 spirits are great. The more you can get those spirits poured out into you, the better life you're going to have. You're going to have a very productive and long and prosperous life. So try your damnedest to get life, to get counsel, to get knowledge, to get understanding, wisdom, power, fear of the Lord. It's a great thing. And this is my God. This is what the Son of God through the Son of Man was explaining to people. Get educated, man. Learn your environment. Learn how things work. Learn what's safe to eat and not safe to eat. Learn about plants and animals, stars, air you breathe, the water you drink. How to make things and build things and how things function, the methods of working, the engineering of different things. You don't need to go to college to do these things. You just need to know how to read. Learn how to read and apply yourself and focus. What was that saying about books? When you read books, you can go anywhere you want. Your imagination can take you anywhere you want. So that's why I put up with people for a while until you start to see the agenda. I clearly saw their agenda that they were trying to push. Did you guys not notice that? It's almost like these were plants. These people were plants pushing a certain mind frame or an agenda. Foolishness. Fucking foolishness. Usman says, yes, God is great. God is the only life worth living. Yes. But anyway, there it is. There you have it. So like I say, anybody can look up anything that these people were saying in the comment sections. You can look all this up for yourselves. Do your own critical thinking, so you're not just believing what anyone is making claims about. Don't get led astray. Find out for your own selves the truths about things. And then pretty much you can figure it out. I mean, pretty much a lot of corporations and leading things are fucking liars. Big time. Yeah. Big time. That's why they have money. Their God is mammon. They have to lie. If you think they're on your side, then you're fucking already lost. Huh. You think they're going to release anything that's truthful, then you're already fucking blind. You can find things out logically and make deductions for yourself. It's easy to do. They switch from one thing to another thing. Once you prove one thing of what they say is wrong, then they come up with a whole new concept to try to change subject, change this, rather than concede. They don't never concede. You ever notice that? They always just switch up to the next technology. Rather than conceding to what was the matter of that period and that time, then they switch it up to something else, rather than conceding to the illogical argument that they're making. Atheists do that shit all the time. Atheists are full of that shit. You ever notice that? People who hate God are like that as well. A lot of people who hate God, they always do that as well. Nothing new under the sun. Absolutely nothing new under the sun. Look how quickly they all left. You see it whenever you block them, they leave. Because they're not really here to do dialogue. They could join my stage, but they don't. Okay. Anyway, I'm working on a new song, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a good one. As I showed you earlier, I uploaded a video of myself working on it. I've got it down. It's done. Now I'm creating the album cover. So there's going to be other songs. This is a single release. SFL. It's a single release. The album is titled SFL. There's going to be other songs within this one, but this is the main song that I'm going to release as a single. Hopefully tomorrow, the next day, sometime coming up this week, I think I should be able to release it. It's going to be a good one. I like it. I enjoyed making it. It's very educational as well on top of it. And it's got some fucking good music. Like I listen to it myself. I would be listening. If it's on the radio, I'd be listening to it, jamming out to it, thinking, this is fucking awesome. I like this shit. I crank it up. Driving my car, crank this shit up. Right? So stay tuned for that. It's coming up. Um, and I apologize to all my normal followers who had to, see stupidity. I can't help it. It is global inclusiveness, right? Remember, it's global inclusiveness. So we are going to have people that come here that really are not seekers of truth. They're just keyboard gangsters and clowns, and as you see, a lot of it becomes these Western society clowns that show up. They joke and they think every fucking thing's funny. Try to dirty and muddy up the water of truth. It's what Satan always does. Nothing new under the sun. I'm moking, Tigger. But anyway, I'm off all next week. I don't have to do nothing next week, so I'll be having some lives and different things next week. I don't have to do anything, go anywhere. I'm off for a whole week, like a vacation. So I'll be able to go live at any different times of the day all next week. So hopefully we get more people that want to join. And again, challenge my mind, but don't be a buffoon about it. Be someone who's really a thinker, not a stupid thing. I don't want to deal with stupidity. I want to analyze things that could be questioned, and take a deeper look at things like the Moses story I showed you. Things like that. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody who's like that seeks deep, deep into linguistic words and can we see something else that nobody has solved before, and let's analyze it to see if what path it will lead us in, if it's a path of righteousness and truth that we can take, or if it's something that will just lead us to darkness and death. Let's decipher, let's decode these holy books once and for all, for humanity's sake. Let's decode these religious books and all of our history. That's my goal. That's what I've been trying to do. I want to decode life itself in the sense of our history and how we got to where we're at now. Who did it? What did it? What caused it? So we can fix it and get back on a righteous path where there's peace, prosperity, no war, love, fun, these type of things. Like I say, I'm getting old, so by the time it comes about, I probably won't even get to enjoy it. I'll be like Moses. Moses leads the people all the way there. He don't even get to go in. And he dies on the mountains. Oh man, poor Moses. Oh, at least he got to see God, right? That's my thing. At least I get to see God in this journey. I might not get to see the end of it and get to live in that end, but at least I got to walk and see him face to face. How many people could say that? All right. Thank you guys for watching. Usman, thank you all for coming up close and personal. Hillary, even though, and the other guy, even though you guys get out of control with stupidity, man, you really should straighten yourselves out. Grow up. That's all I can say. Just grow up a little bit, man. Not everything is a joke. There's a time and a season and a place. All right. So, shalom, salam alaikum. Peace be with you guys. As always, enjoy the rest of your day or your evening. And let's see, we'll close it out, with a song as we always do. Which one can we do? Maybe I'll just do a scroll and stop wherever it lands. That's what we play. Huh, it landed on Back to School. Back to School is what landed on. I guess we'll have to play it.
All right, quiet down, people. Sit tight and lock it in. Get out your number 2 pencils, put on your shades, and let's get smart. Alarm clock screaming, pull my neon blazer tight. Gotta hit the homeroom early like Superman. I'm in flight. Ditching the beach for a locker full of books. Running past the palm trees in a fresh style and a look. Calculators glowing under neon dashboard lights. Trading ocean breeze to reach the scholastic heights. Back to school, back to school. The summer is gone, but we're breaking the rule. Back to school, back to school. Miami Heat meets the teenage cool. Send bass thumping right through the third period bell. Principal is watching, but we've got a tale to tell. Ray-Bans on the desk, passing notes in secret codes. Christopher Almighty, the coolest teacher that the world knows. Pop quiz showdown, but we're looking way too cool. Running this academy by our own golden rule. Back to school, back to school. The summer is gone, but we're breaking the rule. Back to school, back to school. Miami Heat meets the teenage cool. 3 o'clock is striking, tires screeching out the gate. Cruising down the strip, yeah, we can't be late. Geometry is over now, the twilight belongs to us. From the blackboard jungle to the coastal rush. Sipping on a soda while the pink horizon glows. High school drama fades as the ocean wind blows. The classroom is quiet now. Hey, Mr. Almetti! Quick question for English class. Does cool start with a C or a K? When you're this cool, it starts with an Almetti.